I love the scene where David Garrison makes a cameo. I think it's really important.
Okay, so Louis and Belize are talking, and Belize is being sassy. Belize is mostly sassy. And then Louis is talking a lot. Louis talks a lot. And it's so funny.
Every scene with Joe and Harper breaks my little heart in twain, and I love that in the theater, so any scene with Joe and Harper.
The massive big angel scene that's in part 2, and it's amazing.
The scene where Pryor tells Louis his diagnosis brings me to tears every time.
All the scenes with both Joe and Harper always bring me to tears, especially when she asks him about his sexuality.
When Harper confronts Joe about his sexuality, and also when Pryor tells Louis about the diagnosis on the park bench, it's really heartbreaking, and it gets to me every time.
Part 2, Act 5, Scene 6. I enjoy it because my character, Hannah, goes from just lost to unexpected new possibility and hope.
My favorite scene is actually Harper's final monologue of the play. So you gotta see it all.
My favorite scenes actually are all the ones with Belize in it because he has attitude and he's spunky and I just love it.
My favorite scene is probably the final big angel scene because we're all together and everyone kind of gets to say and everyone has a sassy personality.
My favorite scene is the scene where Harper confronts Joe about his and my second favorite scene is Roy Cohn, because that's where he belongs.
My favorite scene is the Herald's scene. It comes at a very important time where the audience needs a dose of humor. It's hysterical, and the majority of our ensemble switch out the two Heralds, and each time they do, it's a fresh new scene, and it's hilarious every time.
My favorite scene is when Roy and Ethel meet because they're historic characters.
My favorite scene is the scenes with Harper and Mr. Lies because you go down the wormhole that is drugs.
My favorite part in the play is actually at the very end of part 2. It has a lot of declarations of life, of proclaiming how much one wants to live in a moment of absolute desolation. And I think it's absolutely beautiful, so you should definitely come and see part 2.
My favorite scene is the split scene where Joe and Harper are fighting while Louis and Pryor are fighting. The energy is just so tangible and it's just, you gotta see it.
My favorite scene is the scene where Harper ends up in Pryor's dream state in part 1. It's such a beautiful scene, and it really is the whole play in a nutshell. There are moments where you are absolutely hysterical, and all of a sudden you're crying, and I love that scene.
Mine, I make him my favorite. That makes sense to me. It doesn't matter.
You gotta see it all.
You gotta see it all.